Hello, Wonderhussy here on another blustery spring day in the middle of nowhere. I'm at a place I've been wanting to check out for a long time, but never got around to until today. It's a place called the Amboy Crater. That's right, it's a giant volcanic crater in the middle of a relatively flat landscape, so it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. Anyway, we just parked here in the parking lot at the side of old Route 66. That's right, old Route 66 runs right over that way. They got some restrooms and they've got a couple signs warning you how hot it gets out here. A few shaded picnic tables, but not much else. I got this soda over at Roy's Cafe in Amboy. If you watched the video I made about the town of Amboy, well, you might not be surprised to learn that the Amboy Crater is right outside the town of Amboy. We're also not far from the railroad tracks, which you might be able to hear the railroad passing in the distance, and you might be able to even see it between those low hills there. But I didn't come here to go train spotting. I came here to hike up this crater. Now, I hesitate to even call it a hike because I think it's really more of a walk. There's a trail that sort of winds through these lava fields. Look at this lava. It's interesting to see lava with blow sand together like that. Almost like being at the beach in Hawaii. Anyway, it's a pretty straightforward 1 mile walk to the crater. But before we get started on that, there's a viewing platform. And I guess this viewing platform is completely ADA accessible. I think they might have built this little viewing platform for folks who can't do the actual hike up to the crater. So they built this really nice little walkway that apparently goes to some kind of amazing overlook. My sister is with me today. We're on a kind of a camping expedition down here in the beautiful desert south of I-40. Let's see what this viewing platform says. Very nice. Your tax dollars at work. They built this really nice shade pavilion with this informational sign looking out at the Amboy Crater. I think this crater is somewhere around 80,000 years old, and it last erupted volcanically 10,000 years ago. And there's some information about the wildlife that you might see out here. Of course, there's reptiles. You may find desert iguanas, sidewinders, rattlesnakes. Good thing I'm wearing sensible footwear. But then surprisingly, it's not just reptiles. It says there's also waterfowl here. It says great egrets are the most popular visitors to Amboy. I guess they fly this way on their way back north for the summer because there's no water out here. So I can't imagine this is like a destination for them. And then look at this. It says, every few years, the occasional loon or grebe must be rescued from the parking lot. Loons and grebes are adapted to water and cannot walk on land. If you see a duck-like bird rolling around in the parking lot, they likely cannot get airborne and are stranded. These birds need immediate attention. Please call the non-emergency numbers listed below for assistance. Okay, well, that's not going to do you much good because there's no cell signal out here. At least I don't have any signal at all. I have Verizon. Maybe if you have AT&T. If I saw a duck-like bird rolling around in the parking lot, gosh, I don't know what I would do. I did have a little bit of signal, I think, back there at Roy's. You can kind of see Roy's in the distance where we got our sodies. I guess you could go back over there, and then what, though? Then you call these biologists, and it'll probably take them an hour or 2 hours to get out here from wherever they're coming from. I mean, it's not like there's nothing. We are in the middle of nowhere. So I guess my point is, if this poor bird is rolling around in the parking lot, I don't know if even calling that number would be any help. Fortunately, there are no duck-like birds rolling around in the parking lot today, so I don't have to worry about it. I can just set about hiking to the top of the Amboy Crater. Okay, we are approaching the base of the crater. We basically just walked through these lava fields, which were completely flat. My sister just informed me that the crater is actually 250 feet high, but I guess it's a gradual climb, or you climb to some kind of plateau, and from there, it's an 80-foot climb. So either way, 80 feet, 250 feet, it's not a super steep climb, and the trail is very well marked and very straightforward. And I'll bet you anything, the view from the top is gonna make all of this worth it. Okay, so I guess this is the bottom of the crater. Or no, wait, there might be even more of a deep spot over there. Wow, but this is basically the bottom of the crater. How about that? Looks like people made some kind of designs. It's interesting. It's almost like a little playa in here. Look at that. Like a dry lake bed. But I would guess these rocks aren't totally random. I'll bet you anything they spell out something like world peace, or Tom loves Linda, go Steelers, or you know how people do. Unfortunately, it's too windy for me to fly my drone, and I'm not even sure about the legalities of flying a drone at a national monument, which I think this is. So I'll just look down on it from up here. Oh yeah, look, there's a labyrinth in this side of the crater. Some industrious hippie came out here and built a labyrinth. And then let's see the other side, what we just walked through. I don't know. I can't really make any sense of it. It just looks like randomly scattered rocks. Oh, there is a heart. Look at that. Some lovesick fool left a heart. God, what a landscape, though. It looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. In fact, I think they did film a sci-fi movie here. Anybody ever see Journey to the Center of the Earth? I feel like it was like a 50s sci-fi movie. Probably one of those movies that made liberal use of the theremin. Ooh, Journey to the Center of the Earth. And it was probably kind of low budge. So they just came out here and filmed it at the old Amboy Crater back in the 50s. This wasn't a national monument. It was just a crater at the side of Route 66, and anybody could come out here and film whatever they wanted. No permits needed. Anyway, now we're hiking back up out of the center of the earth, up this very rough and pretty steep field of lava, which I suppose I should note is, according to what I read online, pahoehoe. Okay, I guess there's two kinds of lava, pahoehoe and a'a. I remember this from my good old days in geology back in the day. Two kinds of lava. One is smooth. It comes bubbling out of the volcano and then it flows in these smooth blubs. And then one is very sharp and rocky. I guess it's ejected more forcefully. And the way I remembered the difference between the two is a'a, which is spelled A-A. I think it's a Hawaiian word. A'a is the rough, pokey kind. And I remembered it by thinking to myself, oh, well, if I was walking barefoot on sharp, pokey lava, I'd be going, ah. I'm not so sure, though, that if I was walking on smooth lava, I'd be going, pahoehoe. And this lava doesn't look that smooth at all to me, so maybe my entire theory is wrong. I'm sure there's 1,000 geologists literally watching this video who will let me know in the comments. Okay, we're coming to the top of the crater rim. This is gonna be very exciting, but very windy. Holy cow, wow, what a view, look at this. I love this. The whole desert is laid out before us. We can see everything. So straight ahead, I guess that's sort of northeast, is the tiny settlement of Amboy. You can see the train, I think that's a BNSF, chugging along there. I'll zoom in. Chugging along the tracks through the desert to Amboy, or past Amboy. And then Route 66 is right there paralleling the train tracks, I think. You might be able to see, yeah, you can see a vehicle traveling down old Route 66 right next to the train. In fact, it's about to blow right past the train. Oh, there's another train coming in the other direction. Oh no! What will happen when these two trains meet? There must be a siding or something there. One of them's gonna pull off to the side. Boy, I don't know. The suspense is killing me. I hope it lasts. Okay, there's the trains. They're about to meet head on. Doot doot. What if they just smashed into each other? And I happen to have it on video. Wouldn't that be amazing? Unfortunately, there must be two sets of rails there because they're just smoothly passing by each other like two ships passing in the night. Okay, there goes my sis, making her way around. I guess that's the north side of the crater. I'll follow her. We're gonna go all the way along this ridgeline, and then that'll take us back down, I guess, to the trail we came up on. And it should also give us some spectacular views of the west side of this vast desert. Okay, now we're over on the other side of the crater. It's real windy up here, but over there, if you watch the video I made about that poor Marine who was forgotten on that field exercise in the desert alone and had to try and hike back to the road, but ended up dying less than a mile from the highway. Well, that happened right over there. It's so windy, I better get back down to terra firma at the bottom of this crater. Okay, made it back down to the parking lot. And I should note, when we were up top of the crater, my sister mentioned that there was cell signal at the top of the crater. So, if you do happen to find a duck-shaped bird rolling around the parking lot and you want to call for help, well, I don't know, man. I guess it's probably faster to just drive back to Amboy than hike to the top of the crater. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But I feel like that wasn't a very exciting video. You know, just hiking across a lava field, looking at the top of a crater, and I'm not even sure the audio came out in it on top of it all. So I'll make this video one of them their twofers, because there's another kind of interesting art installation in the area that I thought might be kind of fun to check out. And we got to find a place to camp tonight anyways. That's right, my sister and I are going to be camping out. We want to find a good level spot, preferably with cell signal. But we have 2 more hours of daylight, and this art piece is only 30 miles away in the direction we're headed anyway. So why not? I had to slam on the brakes to take a picture at one of my all-time favorite signs anywhere. Okay, right at the side of this lonely desert highway that we've been blazing along towards this art piece I want to check out. Here it is. Welcome to Wonder Valley. How about that? It's like I was destined to come here. I guess this whole area, this vast, very desolate desert valley is called Wonder Valley. I can't think of anywhere I'd rather be. The perfect place for a wonderhussie. Okay, let me run back across the highway to my car. Good thing there ain't much traffic in these parts. And keep on driving to our destination. Okay, I've arrived at this art piece, which is just off the side of this lonely desert highway out in the desert over yonder. I think it's kind of cool. You can't drive to it. You gotta walk. So there's a kind of like a little trail. Or wait, maybe you can drive to it. Oh, dang. How do we get to this? Well, okay, apparently you can drive to it, but we already parked and we're already walking and I need exercise anyway. So we're gonna walk. Just right up ahead, you might be able to see there's a little shack waiting for us. What could be in this mysterious shack? Could it be a shack of sit? Could it be a mystery shack? Could it be a funky little shack? I'll bet you anything, whatever's in this shack is gonna be worth walking to. Okay, here we are coming up on this shack. Wow, this is like being at Burning Man. That's what this part of the desert is like. There's all these artists from LA that came out here and built all these permanent installations. Oh my gosh, wow, yeah, it's a super well constructed 9-sided building with these little, I guess these are entrances that you're meant to go in. But yeah, you can see whoever built this thing wasn't messing around. They built it to withstand the winds, the sun, the rain, and it wasn't cheap either, the price of materials these days. Okay, so I guess the deal is there's a little staircase on each side, and the name of this piece, at least the name on Google Maps, is Respite. R-E-S-P-I-T-E. Find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-I-T-E. Take care and TCB. Anyway, I guess maybe it's called Respite because it's a good place to seek respite from these blasting desert winds. I mean, it's not quite as windy here as it was on top of the crater, but it's still pretty windy. So you could seek respite from the wind in here, which is what I'm about to do. Let's go in. Don't be scared. Really well constructed wooden stairs. Look at this. They dug this thing down into the ground. This is amazing. It's like a little desert hobbit house. I better zoom out since we're going to be in close quarters in here. Oh my gosh, it's like a little chapel in the middle of the desert. Okay, I know you can't see anything because the sun's blaring. And it's dark in here, but I don't know, maybe you can see. It's kind of like a dome, like a little chapel or a little cathedral with these little staircases. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you might be wondering, what is the big deal, Wonderhussy? Why did you drive all the way out here in the middle of nowhere to come look at this thing? Well, I don't know, call me crazy, but I think things like this are really cool. And sure, you might say, well, all these building materials would be better used building affordable housing for migrants or homeless people. And I don't know, you might be right, but you can also put a value on, this is gonna sound real flaky, but shouldn't there be some value placed on enchantment? You know, it's important to have these fun little surprises in the world to keep one's sense of wonder alive. Okay, remember this place is called Wonder Valley, and this channel is called Wonderhussy. So without places like this, random surprises that somebody spent precious building materials to make, I don't know, man, this is the kind of thing that keeps me going. And personally, I'd like to see this kind of art installation in the part of the desert where I live. Okay, note to all artists watching this video, if you're into building stuff like this, or, you know, it doesn't even have to be this substantial, but cool art. I feel like we need that in Tacoma. I guess the difference here is we're only a couple hours from Los Angeles, a few hours from LA. So there's a lot of LA artists, I guess, that come out here. Where I live, we're close to Vegas. There's plenty of artists in Vegas. I mean, Vegas artists, I'm talking to you. I just feel like these kinds of things really add to the landscape, especially because this one is really well executed. It's not going to decompose and blow off into the desert. It was built to last. Anyway, sun's going down quickly and it's getting chilly and we have to find a place to camp. So I'd better wrap this up, get back in my car, and keep on rolling through wonderful Wonder Valley in search of more adventures. And there will be plenty to come, so stay tuned.